So in the preparation for 229 this fall, we have different students. These are undergrad students that have taken 229 last fall, and they have been preparing the labs. And Jason is here with me, and Jason was responsible for one of the labs. Which lab was yours, Jason?
It's the data compression lab.
At which part of the course does this lab come in?
That is the third lab in the course.
Okay, and what does the lab do?
So the lab basically, it introduces the concept of just data compression, which is the idea of taking a certain amount of information and somehow making it smaller, which honestly before this summer, before doing research, I didn't even really think that was possible without losing information, but it is, and I think this lab does a fairly good job at teaching how that can happen.
Okay, so in your experience preparing labs and looking at the process of preparing labs, how did it change your view of the labs from when you are a student and you are just solving the labs?
Well, it made me realize just how much work goes into it, for sure. But also, it made me realize just how many different ways there are of solving a problem. It's, you think you've solved it, and then you just think about it and go, oh, I could have done this entirely differently. So it's worth it to, while you're working on it, try seeing if you can solve it a different way. You might be able to find a better solution that maybe fixes problems you hadn't even thought of before.
Okay, so, and reflecting on your experience in 229 last fall, how would you say it may be different from other courses that you have taken in computing science?
Well, for me, this was kind of my only class that didn't exclusively focus on coding. It kind of, you do a lot of coding for sure, but you also kind of learn the place that your coding has in the computer itself, which to me was extremely rewarding. I mean, before the class, I remember it felt like I was just typing words into a magic box and it somehow did it. But then there was a point where it kind of clicked and I kind of understood how it all kind of pieces together, and I don't think I'll forget that. To me, that's something that made this class very valuable.
Okay, any piece of advice for students that are coming to 229 not knowing what it's about?
Yeah.
About how they can be successful?
A lot of classes say that the course is cumulative. This class is not lying. If there's something you don't understand, really make sure that you get it. Even if it's early on, even if it seems like it's minor, because later on it might sneak up on you, and it's really, everything builds up on each other, and it's really important that you kind of keep up with this class.
Okay, that's good advice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jason.